Business Now. Will is with us here on set today. Will Morang in India start of all over this currency ban. Indians queuing in front of banks most of the weekend, in fact, weren't they? Exchanging their rupee notes that have become worthless almost overnight.
Yeah, that's right. This is based on the Tuesday announcement by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said that those 500 and 1,000 rupee notes, the current ones, are now defunct. The two notes accounted for more than 4/5 of the currency in circulation, and the change threatens to disrupt much of India's cash-driven economy. Now, Indians have until December 30th to exchange their notes for the new replacement ones. For more, let's go to our correspondent, Mandakini Galat in New Delhi. Mandakini, it's almost been a week since the announcement. What's the latest?
Well, it's a really chaotic situation here in New Delhi and other large Indian cities. What's happening in villages where banking services are sparse anyway is anybody's guess, really. But very, very chaotic. We have reports of people queuing up outside every major bank in the country. Some people are starting to queue as early as 4 a.m. in the morning. There are reports of people collapsing in these queues. In some places, violence is breaking out, which is curiously not directed at the government, but at the bankers themselves. Now, here in New Delhi and other Indian cities, a lot of small businesses, especially mom and pop stores, are closed this morning. People don't have cash at hand to buy daily necessities like vegetables. In larger cash-rich sectors like jewelers and real estate proprietors, they've taken a massive hit. So really a lot of confusion and chaos, and it's becoming increasingly clear that the sheer magnitude of replacing 85% of all currency was not thought through in terms of its logistical complexity. So the amount of money that is being infused into the economy is not as high as the money that was denotified. So quite a confusing situation, but last night, the government announced that nearly 28 billion euros were deposited into Indian banks in the last 5 days. So it is likely that the Indian economy will see some long-term benefits of this radical move.
Confusion and chaos with the logistical challenges, but the move was to crack down on tax evasion and the black market. Popular at the outset, but it's hitting the poor and the middle class hard.
Absolutely. At first, this was a widely lauded move, grudgingly praised across political spectrums. But now there's a bit of criticism from a lot of people who feel that a majority is being punished for the crimes of a small corrupt minority. Now, on the whole, though, the Prime Minister has succeeded in convincing Indians that the long-term benefits of this move will outweigh the short-term inconveniences. There was that timely report about the 28 billion euros that have been deposited into the banks. So all in all, he is being praised for this move, even as ordinary Indians continue to suffer daily hardships because of it.
All right, Mandakini Galat reporting out of New Delhi.
Going to stay in Asia for the next story. Good news, in fact, for the world's third largest economy, Will.
Yeah, that's right. Fresh data coming out. Economists had expected growth to be flat out of Japan, but the economy grew faster than expected for the third quarter, expanding 0.5% from the previous 3 months, and that was largely thanks to an uptick in exports and government spending. Those two factors helped cover weak domestic demand, private consumption, and household spending, all of which were subdued from the previous quarter.
Is that having any effects on the markets then?
Yeah, we're seeing Japan's Nikkei, the stock market, up thanks to that closing at the top of the hour, 1.7% up. The Hang Seng down 1.3%. And South Korea's Kospi index hurt as well, slipping amid the growing political crisis. Hundreds of thousands of demonstrators calling for President Park Geun-hye's resignation over that corruption scandal. Also on the index there, the New Zealand Stock Exchange up 0.6%. That's following the 7.8 magnitude earthquake you were discussing in the news bulletin. One reason why it's trading up is because Fletcher Building, a heavyweight company, is likely to lead the rebuilding efforts there.
Now, finally, a new app in the US lets you get a massive discount on your favourite restaurants, apparently. The only catch is you'll actually be buying, I can't quite believe this, leftovers. Is that right?
It might not sound so appetizing, but stick with me on this. This is the Food for All app. People use the app to search for local deals and then go pick it up. The good news is you can get up to an 80% discount The better news is you can prevent food waste. This app is selling food that has been prepared at restaurants, caterers, or cafeterias, but was not in fact sold, so you're not eating anything from anyone's plate. Here, we have a clip from their pitch. Take a listen.
Americans throw away $165 billion worth of food every year. That's about 20 pounds per person every month.
Americans throw away enough food every year to fill 730 football stadiums.
So for now, Stuart, it's just a pilot program in Boston, but they're on Kickstarter, hoping to launch expanded services as well as in New York.
Great idea. Students are salivating all the way around the world at the prospect of that. Perfect for them. Thank you very much, Will with the business on France 24.